Fear. For most of us, it's an unwelcome visitor. It sneaks in during moments of pressure, seizes our thoughts, and locks us into cycles of doubt. We freeze, we hesitate, we lose our edge. But imagine if fear could be more than just a reaction. What if it could be transformed into pure, focused clarity? The Spartans knew this secret, and their entire approach to fear was one of facing it, mastering it, and letting it sharpen their focus. Today, we're diving into the Spartan methods for transforming fear into clarity, into the mindset that didn't just handle fear, but thrived on it. 5 techniques, 5 ways to turn fear into fuel, just as the Spartans did. Let's begin with one of their most powerful and revealing practices, the Phobologia Ritual. Technique 1. The Phobologia Ritual, facing fear in the shadows. Imagine this. It's the dead of night. Shadows stretch across the Spartan camp, silent, but alive with tension. The only sounds are the crackling flames and the steady, grounded breaths of warriors standing shoulder to shoulder. They've gathered for the Phobologia Ritual, an ancient ceremony designed to confront fear directly, to strip it of its mystique and turn it into focused resolve. In the ritual, each warrior steps forward, his face illuminated by flickering torchlight, and speaks his deepest fears aloud. I fear being taken down dishonorably. I fear not measuring up when it matters. There's no mockery, no laughter, just silence as these fears are named and claimed. This wasn't about weakness. It was about power. The Spartans knew that by voicing their fears, by naming them clearly, they could face them head-on and transform them into strengths. You can almost feel the tension in the air as these fears are spoken, as these men bear their anxieties in front of their comrades. It's not easy to do, but it's essential. In that moment, every fear is accepted, acknowledged, and set free. The darkness around them becomes a canvas, and their fears, once hidden in the shadows, are dragged into the light. The power of this ritual isn't just in speaking the fear, but in claiming it. When you say your fear out loud, you take control of it. You're no longer its prisoner. Instead, you're its master. Next time you feel fear creeping in, try it yourself. Name your fear aloud. Recognize its shape and its weight. It may sound simple, but this act of confronting your fear, of dragging it into the light, robs it of its power. What was once intimidating becomes a tool you can wield, a force you can channel. Technique 2. The Molon Labe Mindset, embracing the worst case. The Spartans had a powerful battle cry, Molon Labe, or come and take them. It was a defiant phrase that went beyond just words. It was a way of life, a mindset that dared fear to do its worst. This philosophy allowed them to enter battles with a level of calm and focus that was almost unbreakable. They knew that death could be waiting for them, yet they went forward with iron resolve, because they had already made peace with the worst-case scenario. The Molon Labe Mindset is about visualizing the worst, confronting it fully, and coming to terms with it. Imagine it like this: a Spartan warrior sitting alone with his thoughts, envisioning the worst possible outcomes of the next day's battle. He sees himself outnumbered, his comrades falling, the smell of blood thick in the air. And then he accepts it. He breathes, feels the weight of that scenario settle over him, and lets it go. In doing so, he removes its power over him. The worst has already been dealt with, so he can now face any other outcome with clear, unclouded focus. The value of this technique is immense. When we allow ourselves to consider the worst, to fully absorb it, we can step away from fear and view our situation with detachment. Instead of reacting impulsively, we're prepared to act with calm clarity. Next time you face a fear-inducing situation, let the Spartan mindset guide you. Imagine the worst, picture it vividly, and then let it go. Free of its grip, you'll find yourself ready to act with a level of focus you may not have thought possible. Technique 3. The Syssitia Bonding Technique, strength in unity. While Spartan warriors were revered for their physical strength, they knew their greatest asset was their unity, the trust and loyalty that bound them together as a single, unbreakable force. This bond wasn't built overnight. It was reinforced daily through a practice called the Syssitia. The Syssitia was a communal meal, but it was much more than just food. Every day, Spartans gathered to share not just bread and wine, but their fears, doubts, and anxieties. They opened up to each other, laying bare their struggles and receiving encouragement from their brothers. This was a sacred space, a time to recharge mentally and emotionally before facing the demands of battle once more. Imagine being at one of these gatherings. The firelight dances over their faces, each man's eyes reflecting his own struggles. One speaks of his fear of weakness, another of his struggle with courage, each confession met with respect and solidarity. These shared moments of vulnerability transformed the Spartans from individual warriors into an indestructible unit, each man strengthened by the others. The lesson here is powerful. Don't face fear alone. Find your own Syssitia, a group where you can express your challenges, hear others' stories, and grow from that exchange. In those moments of shared vulnerability, we build bonds that help us face fear with newfound resilience. The Spartans knew that strength didn't come from one. It came from the unity of many, each adding to the other's courage and resolve. Technique 4. Training for control, physical discipline as mental strength. The Spartans didn't just prepare for battle physically. They used their training as a tool to cultivate unbreakable focus and mental resilience. Every morning began with grueling physical exercises, conditioning their bodies to react precisely, no matter the stress or distraction. Physical discipline was their foundation, a way to turn chaos into focus. Imagine the early dawn breaking over Sparta, the clanging of metal and the rhythmic sound of footsteps pounding into the earth. Every movement, every repetition had a purpose: to hardwire focus, control, and precision into their minds. This training wasn't just about physical fitness, it was about training the mind to withstand pressure. The body might feel exhausted, but the mind grew sharper, more controlled. Take a page from this practice. Challenge yourself physically, but make it about the mental side of things. Push through when you're tired, stay steady when you want to quit. Each moment of discipline you cultivate translates into resilience, a mastery over your body that deepens your focus. Like the Spartans, use your physical routine to build mental strength. The next time stress hits, you'll be ready, disciplined by the habits you've built. Technique 5. The Art of Stillness, mastering calm under pressure. Perhaps one of the most unique aspects of Spartan training was their use of stillness, a way to reset and recenter in moments of intense stress. Before battle, Spartans would practice holding complete stillness, calming their bodies and minds before action. In the silence, the Spartans learned to find clarity. This wasn't weakness, it was strategy. By embracing stillness, they could quiet their thoughts, listen to their heartbeat, feel the ground beneath them, and summon every ounce of focus they possessed. This control allowed them to act decisively, to move without distraction, and to carry a presence that struck fear into their opponents. For us, stillness can be a powerful tool in transforming fear into focus. The next time you feel that familiar surge of adrenaline, that instinct to rush, try doing the opposite. Find stillness, breathe deeply, let yourself feel the intensity of the moment, and let your thoughts settle. By embracing this quiet space, you can harness your energy, turning what might have been frantic action into calm, precise focus. Fear is universal, but how we handle it is what defines us. The Spartans knew that fear could either be a chain holding you back or a blade that sharpens you. They chose the latter. Through rituals like the Phobologia, they named and claimed their fears, turning them into fuel. With the Molon Labe Mindset, they stared down the worst, finding calm in their acceptance. In the Syssitia, they shared strength with their comrades, building a unity that multiplied their courage. Through physical discipline and the art of stillness, they forged mental clarity under pressure. These techniques are timeless, as relevant today as they were on the Spartan battlefield. Next time fear strikes, remember these methods. Speak your fears out loud. Accept the worst and let it go. Find your tribe and build a unity that adds to your strength. Train your body as a tool for mental focus. And when the pressure is on, find your stillness. Because true focus isn't born from avoiding fear. It's born from embracing it. The Spartans turned fear into focus. And you can too. The choice is yours. Be defined by fear or master it, and let it guide you toward unbreakable